Hey, everybody, I'm Olympian Carrie Tollefson alongside Kyle Merber, and we are so excited to have the post-race interviews on Set the Pace podcast. And also today, we're just celebrating this awesome event that we had, the United Airlines NYC Half, 30,000 people through the streets of New York. Kyle, you live right here. You know how big of a deal it is.
I mean, if you're going to come up and get early in the morning, you might as well have a shutdown Times Square to run through.
Exactly.
That's the best way to do it.
Go over Brooklyn Bridge, do all the cool things.
I mean, the thing I just love about this course and this version of it is you really just see the whole city.
Yeah.
Like it is, and everyone's out watching. We had, I would say, solid weather today. We could deal with it. It's some fans out there. There was no rain,
right?
Which I think in March in New York we're going to take as a big win.
Yeah, it was chilly. There was some wind. A lot of people said on the FDR there was wind, but they were pretty pleased with it. I think a lot of people were wondering if Harry Styles was out there like incognito, but we didn't see him.
Yeah, I mean, he might have been in that front pack. It sounds like things are going quite well with his training these days. But no, I mean, it was really great races. And the thing that I love about the New York Half and the New York Full is it's racing. It is not about the clock here. It is about beating the other people on the course. And I think particularly in that men's race, we saw that it was a true race.
Yeah, huge pack all the way until we saw Adrian Wieldschut. We're going to figure out exactly how to say his name. I say Wieldschut. But you don't.
I say wild shoot, but he's going to correct us.
Yeah, exactly. We can't wait. But what an awesome race there. Then an event record by Helen O'Beary. She's in the house. But we're going to kick off the podcast with our two wheelchair champions. So let's bring on in Daniel Romanchuk.
A huge welcome back to the scene. We believe that this is your third title now, Daniel. So congratulations. We're only a few hours after the race. How's it feel?
Oh, thank you. It's great to be here. Really great to be back in New York. Actually, both my sister and brother-in-law also ran today. It's just amazing to be back on the start line because about 6 months ago, I had an injury that I didn't know whether I would be back on the start line at all.
Yeah, can I guess. For those who maybe aren't familiar with the story, can you give a brief oversight of what exactly happened? And I guess, does that change your perspective now when you're racing again?
Certainly, just thankful to be back on the start line again. And I was in the city marathon and a pedestrian crossed the course right in front of me. I ended up crashing, dislocating and fracturing my shoulder. But again, really just thankful to be back.
Daniel, before we get into your post-race interview, which was quite emotional, and you could see being away from the sport has been hard, and it is for all of us athletes. But walk us through your race a little bit because, you weren't off the line first. There were quite a few of you in the very beginning stages, but man, you won by a large margin and looked so good. So tell us about your race.
Yes. Conditions this morning, nice and dry.
Yeah.
So getting off the start, pretty big pack of us. It's a pretty big downhill at first, and really we stayed as a pretty big pack all the way up through up Flatbush, back down Flatbush into Prospect Park, and then during one of the climbs in Prospect Park, I decided to try and break away a little bit, and wasn't sure whether that would be my final breakaway or if I'd get back into the pack or not. But I created a little bit of distance and said I'll see how long can I hold this, and was able to hold it the whole way, thankfully.
Given the break, did that play into your mindset today from a strategy standpoint? Let's start out a little bit more conservative, see what we're like. How's the fitness, I guess, in training been, and how has that played into the way that you actually attack the race?
Yeah, here at the NYC Half is really one of our first races of the season, and so it's a really great way to kind of see how winter training went. And so I've been on rollers all winter, except for the last month. I've been down in Florida getting some road time in before the season, but I was all alone, and so I really wasn't sure what to expect.
What do you think is different, though? I mean, coming back from an injury, we're always a little bit different. So what did you do while you were rehabbing that maybe has now made you an even better athlete?
Oh, hard to say. It's really hard to say. I think just a general mindset of, well, I've been through things is just to try to focus on things one day at a time. Yeah. Not get too, not get, worked up with trying to look at the big picture and just focus on one thing at a time. One day, what can I do today to build towards the future?
Now, coming a few hours after the race, how does the body feel after that sort of effort? Are you recovering well? And what do you do between now and the next one to really get ready? What do you take away with it?
Yes, so certainly, I'm heading back home to Champaign, Illinois, and gonna start training with the team again, and so really just your rest and fuel to recover. Get ready for the next race.
We know you said you had family here, your wife's here, your mom and dad are here, your sister, brother-in-law, but there was emotion. And I want to talk a little bit about that because Sam Ryan was with you on ABC and it was really, really cool to see how much you missed it. And I think Kyle and I miss it a lot. We're old and slow now. So tell us a little bit about that and then getting ready for Boston next.
Yeah, certainly. Just with the injury and the uncertainty of how racing would go in the future, it's certainly there's been a lot of uncertainty, and really again just thankful to God for the opportunity to line back up on the start line. With all the other racers I've gotten to know over the years of racing, and you're really thankful to have a large amount of family here as well to watch.
Do you go party? Do you go do anything fun tonight, Daniel?
We'll see. I don't know yet.
Well, we really appreciate it, and we're so excited. I was equally as emotional. I said off the front of the top of the show this morning, we can't root for anybody in the media, right? But I said, I am so thankful to see the guy in red back, and we are really excited for you, and good luck in Boston and beyond.
Thanks a lot.
All right. So now we are going to bring in our women's wheelchair athlete. But I mean, isn't Daniel just awesome?
I have so many questions that I want to ask about. I guess like the unknown.
Yeah.
The technical side of the sport. And I guess fortunately we have another athlete that we can pick.
But also I think what is interesting with Daniel is, when they were racing in Sydney, for him to have that collision with someone from the sidelines, like that's a huge thing that he went through to, it wasn't him that caused the injury. It was someone else. And just a kind of a happenstance situation.
It always makes you appreciate every start line that you make it to. Yeah. But then after something like that, a little bit extra.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Well, we have our women's champion today from the United Airlines NYC Half, Eden Rainbow Cooper. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
I mean, congratulations. This is a big win.
Yeah, I'm over the moon with it. I'm so excited.
Yeah, you've had such a phenomenal 2025. I mean, I went on air today. I went through all of your stats and it was like second here, fourth here, fifth here, whatever. I mean, just boom, 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 right there. And you said you went home and after 2025, which wasn't too long ago, you said, I need to do something different. I need to put myself in a different situation. And today you did. So tell us about your race.
Yeah, I mean, I was up against Tatiana. She is an absolute beast. So I knew from the gun that my way to get away is to go fast downhill. That's my strength. And hope that I can get a lead and maintain a lead. And yeah, I was able to do that. And I really, really surprised myself today. I know this is a hard course and it's not always about the time, but 54 minutes here in a women's race, that's a pretty fast time. So yeah, I'm over the moon with it.
You ended up winning by 6 minutes. At which point?
6 minutes.
At which point in there did you find a shortcut? No. Yeah. At what point in that race did you go, oh, I'm going to win this? When did you know? You that late into the race?
It's really difficult when you're racing to see who's behind you. It was kind of mixed up with some of the men. So every time I looked around, there was like someone lurking, and I never know if that's a man or a woman or a handbike or anything. So it's every race I go to, it's only when I get across the finish that I can really go, wow, okay, now I can take him where I am and I can accept it. I had a moment around halfway. I thought maybe I can do this, but for me, it's really important to shut that down and not get complacent with where I am.
Tell us a little bit about your training, and maybe it hasn't changed. Maybe it's just the mindset that has changed, but what makes you now believe that you deserve to be the one breaking the tape, not just being close to it, but breaking it?
I think it's a strange feeling for me because I've spent the last 3 years racing against these incredible women. They've been my idols since I first started chair racing, and I still have those little fangirl moments to sort of go, gosh, like I'm on the stand and Tatiana and Manuela. And it's only this year that I kind of feel like I can really compete with them. And most of that is just experience, maybe sort of getting a little bit older. Taking it as it comes. But in terms of training, not much has changed. I've just got this newfound sort of confidence in myself, and I'm ready to go and push the limits and find out what I can do.
Was it 2024 Boston that you won? And I remember afterwards you didn't have a sponsor at the time. Tell us the status of that now, and has life changed since Boston?
No, not really.
Oh, come on.
Still unsponsored. I'm lucky that wonderful charity that's been supporting me get kids going, so I've had some help from them, but I'm still working, I'm still training and doing it all myself.
When you say working, what are you doing?
I'm a digital marketer for a construction company in the UK, so I wake up, I train, go to work, train again, then repeat every day.
Does that give you a little bit of balance that you're not only competing and training and having something else in life?
For sure. I think I'm only 24, so it's really important for me to not put everything into sport. I think just for a mental health perspective, to have something that I can come away from for a few hours and go, okay, this is a completely different world, is really, really helpful to me.
Eden, do you feel like you're just getting started? I mean, we've seen you now for the last few years, but you look at your shipper who was, again, in this race and did great, and he's won this race twice. He's my age. He's 49 years old. Just told the whole world how old I'm getting. But, he's still in it and you're just starting. So do you feel like you have a long time still to get going here and to hopefully crack some more tapes?
Absolutely. Racing, especially in the road races, with age comes a lot more experience and a lot more speed. We've got so many people breaking records everywhere that are sort of in their late 30s and 40s. For me, I really hope that my career can span another 20 years, but it just will take it as it comes.
We know that you obviously have the speed. Talk about that half distance. What do you take away from the half? Is it your favorite distance right now? What do you take away from the experience and what are you learning from today?
I really like a half. For me, in my head, I go, a half's not too long. It's only an hour. So I can really just push my body to the absolute limit, max heart rate the whole way. And today out there, I felt really, really good. And I thought, do you know what? I'm happy to push as hard as I can. And if I die at 20K and everyone overtakes me, so be it. I just want to find out what's possible, and the half is a really good place to do that.
So we talk so much about times with us runners that are in the half marathon, but I don't see that you guys talk a lot about times in the wheelchair event. So do you have metrics that you wear? Are you comparing that, or is it just straight up which I love, all about the win?
It depends on your goal, but I will say that for us, our times depend so much on the weather.
Yeah.
There can be the difference in a half of 10 minutes from year to year.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for a lot of us, time isn't the only indicator of how well a race is. Mm-hmm. It can be so many different things. For me today, my only goal was to have some good uphills. So that for me was my main thing. And other people, it might be to improve their cornering. But I think times for us don't mean as much maybe as they do to the others.
Mm-hmm. Do you fuel in a half?
Yeah, I do. It depends, but so I tend to do a lot of pre-fueling. So I take a pickle shot.
Oh, okay.
No, pickle that shot.
Maybe after.
Because for me, that really helps with hydration and cramping. then during the race, just carb drink. It's difficult though because we have to carry everything ourselves.
Yeah.
And if we drop something like that, that's gone. We can't get it back. So it's really important that we make sure we have enough fluid, but we're not taking too much because of extra weight. So yeah, it's a little bit more complicated for us than it seems.
I feel very fortunate to have this opportunity to ask you questions. Can I nerd out a little? What is a warm up like for you? Like, how do you get to the start line? What's going on beforehand besides just drinking pickle juice?
I'm going to be known for that now.
Yeah,
I know.
So for me, I do a lot of like stretching beforehand, just because like we are condensed in those chairs. You know, I don't know if you've ever tried kneeling and putting your back down for an hour or 2 hours, but it's not comfortable. So that's a big part for me. And then I like to have a long warm up. So I like to do like 5, 6, 7 kilometers. Really get myself moving, get comfortable in the chair and stuff like that.
So you go out to the start line and then you're doing your 5, 6, 7. Okay.
So a lot of it is beforehand, but it's just trying to get the body ready to go through again.
Do you do strides like in the same way that runners would, like you hit it really fast beforehand to prep the body, or is it such a momentum, especially the way, I mean, you close out, like, how warm are you on the start line?
I mean, today we were pretty cold. I'll be
Yeah.
honest. Today was pretty cold, so it's, you know, we sort of try and warm up as much as possible, but where some of the runners can sort of run on the spot, jump up and down.
Right.
Once we're on the start line, we're on the start line.
You don't want to get held.
Yeah, exactly. But we can't move, we can't do anything.
Yeah.
So it's important that you know sort of what your limit is beforehand. For me, I don't tend to do sort of much stride stuff. It's just consistent pushing, you know, my warm-up heart rate. Just getting the body moving, getting it loose. But I know that so many people will do. So like, yeah, there's so many different things.
But lots of gear. I mean, you guys have 3D printed gloves. Some of you wear, like, I don't know the actual term, but the plastic medical, like what the, you know, nurses wear and stuff. Yeah, you wear those kind of gloves. You have sandpaper sometimes. Like, there is a whole thing that goes into it.
Yeah, I think it's so much more that goes in than what people may realize. So a lot of people don't realize that we actually kind of punch the push rim
Yeah.
and grab it.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's protecting our hands, and you say the plastic gloves, yeah, we have 3D printed gloves. Some people don't. So there's so many different things.
It's cool.
Chairs and wheels and tires. It's like you have a car that you're trying to prep for a race as well.
Yeah.
What do you, coming out of the race now, a few hours later, I'm thinking about tomorrow, like, what hurts the most, I guess? Is it your back? Is it your arms? Is it the hands? Are you just exhausted? What does tomorrow feel like?
For me, it's actually my legs. So I have full feeling in my legs, which a lot of people don't. But it's like me and I feel that's really for me. So if it were like if I didn't have full feeling in my legs, I'd probably like do the ultras and stuff like that. But yeah, normally tomorrow I'll be a little bit battered. But it's not a training run, but it's not so hard, so it's not too bad. But I think that's all done.
So we're going to see you in Boston? And then what's after that?
London, 6 days later.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it's a tough.
There you go. Oh, well, good luck to you. Congratulations. It was so fun to watch you race today.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, now we move on to the men's winner of the United Airlines NYC Half. And I'm excited to see if we are saying this right or if we're not. I said it the whole cast today.
I think I heard some noise from when I said my version.
Laughed.
That is not.
Well, I don't care how we said it. This guy performed awesome today. He sat for quite a ways. Then he pushed. When I asked him beforehand what he wanted to do, he said podium. And then afterwards, he said, I just wanted the win. So he didn't quite tell me that he wanted the win. He just said podium. So
Of course he wants the win.
I know. I figured.
Now he knows what he's doing in a half.
Okay. All right. This is the winner. We want to hear exactly how to say your name, Adrian. Okay. So the W is W.
It's more like when you say what.
I thought it was like Z. Z.
Okay.
So
There's no V.
sorry, Adrian. I said Wilshoot, and I thought I was sounding so good.
You like the half, huh? I mean, you're 2 for 2 on having some really good ones. Did you feel now, like with some experience under your belt coming into today, did you have a different mindset because you knew what you're getting into?
Yeah, I guess it definitely helped to have run half before, and I knew exactly where I had started running last time.
Where was
But
that?
last 3 miles.
Okay.
At this time, I wanted to make sure that I conserve as much energy as possible. And since the course is not record eligible, it was all about the weight. And so I wanted to make sure that I'm really strong. Coach and I decided that the person that was going to win this race will have the strongest last night. So that's what we're focusing on.
Well, 59:13 is the PR that you had coming in and is still your PR. But that was run this last fall, right?
Yes. So,
So this is only your second half. And I mean, you ran so smart today, so calm and confident. Tell us about your race too, because it was a huge pack and there were so many names that they brought in this time.
see a little bit. Yes, but I wanted to be sure. I wanted to be sure to conserve as much energy as possible, and I made that mistake so many times, especially on the track too. And I learned to be much more technically skilled on the track. And I think that definitely helped me a lot in understanding when to make a move and when to just relax and when to tuck in behind when there's a headwind. Um, but yeah, the first 9 miles was good, and I was just trying to stay in myself and then really push the last 5 minutes.
There were a lot of hard surges, and it seemed like for the first half of the race, you were sitting back. Was it tempting to respond to every single surge like that? And I guess how much more difficult does that make a race as opposed to when you're on the track now with pace lights and then it's just clicking off. Now today was a real race, and so yeah, how did you respond to all those moves that were happening?
Yeah, of course, that makes it a lot more harder because you never really know when somebody's gonna make a move and just keep on going. But it is very helpful to have such a stake field. Then you know if people because I mean you go off your instinct as well. And, um, I was going off of Grant Fussell. Like I knew that he would know when to make moves, and since he's been very good technically over the years, and I made so many mistakes like prior. And I was just walking off of him. I see he was tapping him. Then I was just like relaxing a bit. And then, but towards 10 miles or 9 miles, I could see, I felt really good. And I was like, at some point, I just want to get up the bridge and then make a big surge down the hill. And then, because after the down, you get one hill again. And so I wanted to keep on pushing up that hill. So yeah, that helped a lot. But I was definitely walking off around for certain percent. I kind of stayed in this.
When you say, were you holding back then a little bit? I mean, that's a really tough thing to do when there's so many athletes in the group as well. How do you calm yourself to just be able to be confident in those later stages?
Yeah, I think around 7 months was a big move down the hill, and I followed. I was making sure that I'm not gonna let because there was four people making that move, and I was like, okay, I need to go. It's not just one person. But yeah, I think it's difficult to explain because you kind of understand when you're in the moment, you know exactly what to do. And I wanted to make sure that I stay. There's very good athletes, like I said, and they won't just leave somebody running away from the field. And if they stay behind, it means I probably should just be calm and then help a lot to work with other athletes. And but yeah, like I said, you would know exactly. I was holding back a lot, and I guess that's good. And I felt really good going up the hills, and so I knew I was gonna be in a very good spot towards the last 3 miles because it's a little more hilly.
Yep.
There was a moment, I think you were like cornering 40 seconds, where it seemed you almost went down.
Oh yeah.
Was it a twisted ankle? Did you hit a pothole? What happened there? And what did that do to you?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't expect it to be so sharp, the turn. And I guess I might have stepped on something. But luckily it wasn't too bad. And I gained my balance very quickly after that. But yeah, I saw it after. I was like, oh boy.
I know. Even I didn't see it live on television until the replay. You were back home in South Africa running a little bit, but you train in Flagstaff. Talk a little bit about your situation. Your coach, Jack, is sitting right here. And one quote that he gave me before one of your other races earlier this year is that you are just full of love of life and your team. You really love that team. Your brother has been over to Flagstaff. Like, you guys got a lot going on there and a really good atmosphere right now.
Then we worked on the team, and that goes without saying. We have a very, very good coach.
Mhm.
And I think that's that you can see that in our performances and even in the recent weeks, getting off of the US half champs, and now this race as well, in the cross country as well earlier this year. So clearly we have a very good coach and a very good team. And having world class athletes makes it a little bit easier. And I was in South Africa, escaped the cold a little bit, and then that's why I was a little concerned about the weather today. But I guess it worked out well. Yeah.
So you're now on the roads twice. Are we done with the track, or we're going to go back and forth, or is the marathon calling? Where are you at mentally?
Yeah, I mean, like this is my thing. I just take it one day at a time. I don't get ahead of myself. Of course, it's so fleeting sometimes. You get one thing done and you want to jump straight right into the next thing. And for me, I want to enjoy my running career, and that means being grateful and celebrating the moments that you do well and just living the moment. I don't know what the future holds. I'm not focusing on the track this year because there's no world championships. And so that's why we wanted to explore and do a little bit more road. Today was the big focus for the first half of the year, and that's done, and I'm very happy about that. And so yeah, I don't like know what.
There's something big coming though. We haven't talked about the book.
Yeah,
That's coming.
that's
Yeah, you put it out there. So, and I've mentioned it a few times on the broadcast. So, when do you expect that to happen?
yeah. The exact date needs to be confirmed, but I think it's probably gonna be around by 19 May 26. Yeah, that's something that I've been writing for the last 2 years. And I am very happy that it's approaching the end now, and I can just relax because that's the thing. Like coming out of college, you do like NCAA's and you in school, you're always busy, and as a pro, you get done with training and you're just like laying around. That's not never really my nature. So I always trying to find things to do. I remember like one of our Hoka marketing managers, he was saying, I was asking, is there no? I asked him if there's no internship I can do, and I feel like so. And he was like, bro, we're paying you to run. So yeah, no, I like to keep busy, and it was great for me, especially from a South African standpoint. I think the book is people can find a lot of in that. It's not just about running. I like to run my life out well, different kinds of things, and the book is one of those things. And so I feel like a lot of people can gain from that.
So now, what is going to keep you busy after this book? Is there a sequel coming already?
A movie.
Yeah, you know what? I think I always find things to do. I have started a business with three other friends of mine in Florida. It's an electrolyte brand. It's called Hybrid Water, and so we're working on that always. And I guess I will keep myself busy with that until I find something more to do. So
Always hungry for something next. Well, congratulations on today. And wow, we're excited to see where you go, whether it's the track, cross country, 13th at the World Cross Country Championships just in January, now winning the United Airlines NYC Half. Bravo, man. Way to go. All right, now we have one more. I mean, it just keeps coming. The heavy hitter. United Airlines NYC Half, Miss Helen O'Beary. And she has her pizza.
Yeah, good choice. Emmy squared, great spot.
Thank you.
When in New York, what's your favorite thing to do? I mean, you come to New York now seemingly all the time. What's your favorite thing to do besides win races when you're here?
Besides what I do after the race, I can take my lesson.
Yes. Well, you say New York is like your second home.
It's been my second home before traveling several times. So I can just feel it's my second home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Helen, today was an interesting race, wasn't it? I mean, for the first half, you had company, and then all of a sudden, you didn't. So was that the point of the race today, or were you surprised as well?
Still the others from the field.
Mm-hmm.
Ines was there with me, and then the others did very strong.
Yeah.
We need one cross country, again.
Yeah.
So she likes to go the hard race. So it was ready for the hard race. But I wasn't thinking like she wanna do that in status. But for me, it was like that. I need to try to do myself,
Yeah.
work hard, and see how far I can go because, like, I'm preparing for the marathon. And I will change anything in my body. So I was here to see how my level, my fitness.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, the London Marathon coming up, it's going to be one of the great fields that we've ever seen. What did you take from today, and what did you learn about your fitness here?
So far, I can say, like, I'm motivated because 6 weeks of training in the quarters for here. So we have seen what I've done. And so far, seeing like what I've done, because I'm not like 100% of my fitness because, we still have time. So I can say like I'm in a very good place. If you can just train that 7 weeks, so in preparation to go, as we said before, and everything going well. So we will to run well and run another.
You have run so well over 26.2, but we've seen you run well over the 1,500, even 800 meters, cross country, all of it. You've done it all. But this past year, you really have done quite a few 10Ks. You've done some different distances. Is that just to keep you excited about the sport, or is there an actual reason to drop down and get the legs going? I mean, what is your best distance? Nobody knows.
I can say all are the best my distances because I know I love doing 10Ks, I love doing half marathons.
Yeah.
And I've been doing track for a while. So last year we said like I need to get my speed back, I need to get my legs back towards the marathon. So we decided to do 10Ks so that 10Ks I can get to the speed.
Yep.
And also I was preparing for the marathon. So we said it's the right time, it's the right moment to do several 10K to see how my speed is. And I say like, no, it's okay now because I was training with the track ladies there, they are helping me to push me with the speed. And then we said like, now if I do like, I think I did like 3 10Ks last year. Because I remember when I did was 2023.
Yeah.
It's like how much I can do to have marathon. So like if you have a speed, you can just do all the distances for them. To track about yourself and to track about what you're doing.
Yeah. But not going back to the track.
I can say like I can go and do 5K and 10Ks before like my age and my time would allow me to go there.
Bite your tongue. You're young.
Helen, something I've always really appreciated about you is it's not about chasing times. It's about winning races. And I mean, you wouldn't necessarily know it based off of the time today, but it's not known for being a fast course here. You made it one. But when you're out there, are you looking at the clock or the time? Are you just feeding off of the other athletes and like ultimately waiting to make your move? I mean, you were following Agnes for so long, and then when you moved, it just really did open up so quickly. So what is your mindset in those moments?
For me, the first thing I do is when I come to this first is to win the race or to get a tip from in New York and say like I want to run this time because it's hard course with no pacemaker. So what was in my mind is and from there chase the twice. But you can't chase like I want to do. I didn't have like targets the time I want to run is this one and this one. So I said either way to tell me and to probably go there. Happiness was there. So when we started like the pace was so quick. So like well, inside the was right out.
Yeah. It was awesome. You heard people saying though, you're going to run 66 minutes, right? You heard someone yell that at you?
When it was T20 day, someone shouted and said like, hey, you are 66 minutes. Then that's why the rest like, I'm under post record based difference and dropped out. So me, I was in like my pace also dropping down.
Yeah.
So I was in like 67, like something like that. But I don't know, like I was so close to 66. So when somebody told me like, you're at 66, so I tried to push it. Well, I can get it.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the spring. So this is a little bit of a different spring. Normally we see you either here in New York or in Boston, but now you're making the trip across the pond to London, and it's a flat, fast course. It's different than what you've been running lately. Even the Olympic Games was super hilly. Boston's hilly, New York's hilly. So what's your prep like for London? Has it been different or about the same?
I think I the right choice to go to London Marathon because sometimes you need to change your mind, and sometimes you need to change your training, and sometimes you need to see how far your legs can go into the faster course. So I said, now this is the right time, this is the right moment to do the London Marathon. Happening, of course, I love marathons, and I like to do the marathon without the best pass. So I said, like, I'm not going to target, like, I want to do this time, is to see how far my legs can do and how far I can go faster because we are without women pacemaker. I haven't done in race without pacemaker. So it will be for me my productive and to learn the new experience of running the faster.
It's gonna be fun.
Do you have to change things in training for what will likely be a quicker cadence and tempo? Especially, I feel like in New York, the last few years, it's really about how well you close. It's ultimately was a sit and kick race. Whereas London, you almost know for certain that first half is not going to be slow by any means. So does that change anything you're doing on a day-to-day basis in prep?
For now, we haven't changed anything because we say like I'm doing New York half. New York half is tough also. So we say like for now we don't need to change anything new. But from next week we're gonna start changing, like I need to do faster courses because I used to do the course I did in Boston and New York. So we have to see faster courses and do faster workouts because we have to change your training because I've been training with Joe and Ryan. Both of them are doing Boston. So from next week we're gonna split our workouts. They're gonna do their Boston program and the family London program. So from next week I'm gonna focus about the things in the past.
Well, I think I gotta know, what kind of pizza did you get? Wow. Mushrooms and onion? Oh, okay.
When you're
We're back to more technical questions. I wanted to know, of course, Helen would say that. I was going to get into the color of her nails now, but we're sorry. That has to wait because we're still in the technical questions.
No.
Okay, go. Okay, go.
All right. So when you're racing here with 30,000 people, you probably get approached a little bit and people ask for advice. Do you have any advice for people who are running the New York City half for in the future? Because now you've run it a couple times. You know what you're doing here. What's the key?
I think
This versus other races.
what I can advise them focus and to be disciplined about what you are doing and to follow the right team. Don't push yourself hard. Start to control yourself and eat well, doing well and sleep well. And make sure able to do it in the right place. What they are not target about, I want to run this time because you're the first time in. I should achieve the finish line not to so like I want to get this time out. So trust in progress.
We were on the broadcast today, Helen. And Helen and I go way back. We have some fun interviews and podcasts that we've done. But we were saying, you are the fastest to ever run the half marathon here. You are the fastest to ever run the marathon here in New York City. What in the world does that feel like? I mean, that is crazy. That's a crazy fact. Wait, put that mic right up to your mouth because we got to hear this.
That was a welcome moment for me and for me. The first in the marathon and in marathon. That's like New York transportation is in my family.
Yeah.
Because like now I'm the only woman doing post level 66.
So fun.
For the marathon under 220.
Just 219.
That's a welcome moment for me. It's like motivating me to work hard.
Yeah, and I know your daughter Tanya is probably making sure she's watching the clock too. She's on your shoulder, in your ear all the time, making sure you do everything right. Yeah, that's awesome.
So you and Sharon now have this incredible rivalry. I mean, she finished second today. It seems like you guys just are always neck and neck at the end of races. What is that like? I mean, you guys keep each other honest. Is it a friendly rivalry? Are you warming up together? You like what is the I guess, atmosphere like when you two are on a start line because it's so often and it always delivers.
Yes, I really have a lot of good friends. During normal, we can do it well. And as you can see, like when it was time, just time, we started together. And we always talk. But you know, when it comes to competition, it's normal sports. But that shows that like, there's no enmity in sports. It's all about things. No, sports can bring all together. And that's why I used Sharon from sports. So I do feel like it's a friendship after sports, there's life. And after competition, we see each other. Congratulations, you married.
Yeah.
So that's why we say that it's all about sports and we have to keep our friendship.
Well, congratulations. Another big win for you, and so fun for us to be able to call your name across the line.
Best of luck in training prep for London. We're going to be
Yeah.
excited to see what you do there next.
Thank you.
Well, Kyle, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, I always just like nerding out. Opportunity.
I mean, I wish we had all day with them. Like I could talk to them all day, but they got to get some stuff done.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I feel like after a half, if you're a winner, you actually don't feel that terrible. Yeah, I'm sure those who did not win don't feel quite as good.
Yeah.
Winners after a half, like they do still have a lot of life in them.
Yeah.
You can cool down after a marathon. There's no reason.
Well, and most of them are like going to stay tonight and they'll run in Central Park tomorrow, get a good run in. A lot of them might want to look at the course, the 26.2. I know that that's what New York Roadrunners would hope is that if they come here to run the half, eventually they'll come back.
It's like a college recruiting trip in a way.
Totally.
It's like, hey, you like that half? You know, even twice as fun.
The mini, or we have the Fifth Ave. They like to bring them all back.
Yeah, no, it was a really great day. I just the competition out there, it was just some of the deepest fields I think we've ever seen. And Agnes strung it out early on the women's side, so you probably didn't have like the full appreciation the men, which was 14, 15 guys running together through the streets the entire time. But it's just amazing how this is just such a standard spot on the calendar now for all the athletes. It's perfectly situated for a spring marathon in the buildup.
It really is. It really is. And as you were saying, thinking about the men, that field was so deep. The women, they had a deep field too, but I would think the men had probably the deepest field that we've seen maybe ever here. And it did look like at times where we had a bunch of newbies and then a bunch of veterans. There weren't a lot of guys that have done, 5, 10. They were either their second or third half marathon or their first, like Grant Fisher.
Yeah.
Or they were veterans. So it was really interesting. And I think I just heard some champagne get popped.
Yeah.
Did you hear
rightfully
that?
so.
But yeah, Grant Fisher, let's just touch on him a little bit.
I mean, so Grant, I believe finished 14th today, was in that lead pack for the large majority of the race, sat back. We never really saw him up front, taking too much of the win, but it's a good learning experience. I know he didn't have the perfect build up into this. And so for him to come out, get a feeler and learn, I do think that we often make this mistake of saying, well, you've run fast on the track, so it's a perfect translation. And even though Grant has run well in cross before, it's still a learning experience. And I think he probably comes away from today with a lot of lessons to take into the next future builds.
Totally. So much respect for the distance and just great races all around. All 4 of the races and the 30,000 plus behind it was pretty cool.
Yeah. I have such appreciation for people like Helen and Adrian who are of that mindset of just like they'll race anything, anytime, anywhere, any surface. Yeah. And to see someone who's historically been a track specialist like Grant, I don't think that you have to, when you taste the roads, commit. You can go back and forth with a half. And so we're seeing it more and more. It's a good way to spend the winter as well, as you're running the big miles anyway. So you might as well put them to use.
Yeah, mix it up. And also to Daniel and Eden. I mean, for me, maybe the most fun was seeing how emotional Daniel was after, to see him back. Like, we love this sport, all of us, no matter if you're racing, part of the staff, whatever it is, like there is a true family. And I think that's what he missed the most. And that was pretty cool. And then Eden, just to see the fire and the determination she has to be on top. She has such a great resume already. Like, she could go home today and retire and she'd be one of the best we've ever seen. But for her to say, no, I want to win, and we need to get her a sponsor and we need to keep rooting for her because she is a bright hope in that wheelchair division.
Yeah, I think the thing that the wheelchair athletes bring is those stories.
Yes.
And like they're so motivating. They can be translated from like their experiences and what Daniel overcame to make it back to the start line to all of us. And so and we just don't appreciate as non-wheelchair athletes the technical side and like how many things can go wrong.
Yeah.
So just being able to make it to the finish line is an accomplishment in of itself. But
it's for everyone. Yeah. Really cool day. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it's super fun.
Thanks for CITIUS Mag for joining us and for the New York Roadrunners Set the Pace podcast. I'm Carrie Tollefson. This is Kyle Merber. We had an awesome day at the 2026 United Airlines NYC Half. See you next year.